Well, let's move on. Russia's president has given his country's Olympic delegation a state send-off at the Kremlin. Dmitry Medvedev gave his best wishes for success in Beijing. The team members are hoping to better their achievements in Athens 4 years ago. My colleague Zheng Siwei takes a look at that.
Russia's delegation laid a wreath during Tuesday's ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The delegation consists of 467 athletes and 376 officials. Sporting the red and blue blazers that they will wear at the opening ceremony for Beijing Olympics on August 8th, they will participate in the Games with a great deal of optimism. President Medvedev sent the team on their way inside the ornate halls of the Kremlin and cheered on the athletes.
Go, Russia! I wish you all the best and success to you and us all.
The president was then presented with a replica basketball shirt by one of the country's sporting heroes, Andrei Kirilenko. The basketball forward will carry the national flag during the opening ceremony in Beijing. Following the ceremony, the Russian athletes walked around Red Square, posing for photos with the Russian Olympic mascot Cheburashka. It's a character from Russian literature that also represented the team at the Athens Olympics in 2004. In Greece, Russia grabbed 92 medals, 27 of them gold. This time in Beijing, they are hoping to do even better. Zheng Siwei, CCTV.
Now let's leave Moscow and cross now to Baghdad, where the International Olympic Committee is allowing Iraq to send 2 track and field athletes to the Beijing Games. That last-minute deal ends a dispute with the IOC. Iraqi athletes were banned last week after the country's National Olympic Committee was disbanded. Iraq met for talks with the IOC in Switzerland on Tuesday as it tried to iron out the differences. Iraq can now send a team to Beijing, but its National Olympic Committee must hold new elections, which are monitored by the IOC. Iraq's Olympic Committee was disbanded in May after a dispute over how it had been put together. The government refused to back down even when the IOC set a deadline to reinstate the committee. Iraq had planned to send 7 athletes, but the IOC says all but Iraq's athletics team have been redistributed as those deadlines had now passed.
Japan has sent its delegation to the Beijing Games with a spirited ceremony held in Tokyo. A ceremony was also held in Ukraine to boost the morale of athletes from that country ahead of their journey to the Big O. Zheng Siwei reports.
More than 300 athletes attended a launch ceremony for the Olympic delegation. They were joined by Japan's Crown Prince Naruhito, Prime Minister Yasuo Fukuda, and top officials from Japanese Olympics Committee. The delegation is composed of 339 athletes and 237 officials. It's Japan's largest delegation to participate in an Olympic Games held outside the country. 19-year-old table tennis player Ai Fukuhara will lead the delegation as the flag bearer during the opening ceremony for Beijing Olympics. The athletes have expressed their determination to win honor and contribute to global peace. Senior Japanese Olympic Committee official and delegation head Tomiyaki Fukuda says Japanese athletes will try their best to do a better job than ever in the Olympic Games.
We've gotten ready for everything, wishing Beijing Olympics a great success.
Many friends will watch our matches. I will try my best so that I won't feel any regret.
Chinese ambassador to Japan, Cui Tiankai, also attended the ceremony. He expressed his wish that Japanese athletes will perform well and achieve good results. Meanwhile, during the send-off ceremony in Ukraine on Sunday night, Olympic delegation members marched through Hreshchatyk, the busiest street in the capital of Kiev. President Viktor Yushchenko was on hand to boost the morale of the athletes.
You represent Ukraine's sports. You should make every possible effort to achieve your ambitious goals.
The Ukrainian delegation for the Beijing Olympics consists of 440 members. 254 of them are athletes. To cheer on this largest ever delegation in Ukraine's Olympic history, local musicians created a song named Champion. And it was with the song and fireworks that the ceremony came to an end. Zheng Sui, CCTV.
Officials from the General Administration of Sport say the delayed announcement of China's Olympic athletes team has no direct link to the country's anti-doping effort. A health ministry spokesman has also questioned authenticity of a recent German report about Chinese clinics offering performance-enhancing stem cell therapy for athletes. Guan Xiaozhang reports.
Director Du Lijun of the Sport Administration's Anti-Doping Center says all athletes failing to pass the doping test will be expelled from the national team. So far, 8 Chinese athletes have been punished for possible involvement in doping.
According to the new regulation issued by the State Administration of Sports in March, athletes who breach the rules are banned for life from competition.
Referring to a German TV report on stem cell therapy in Chinese clinics, Health Ministry spokesman Mao Qun'an said there were few hospitals or medical institutions that had the capability of offering stem cell therapy in China. The therapy was mainly used for the treatment of leukemia and lack of immunity, and not for performance-enhancing purposes, which is technically impossible at the present.
The Ministry of Health has never approved any hospital or medical staff to operate stem cell therapy with the aim of improving the performances of athletes.
Mao says he hopes the German TV company that aired the report will provide a clear explanation to the public. He also called on all foreign countries and media to help with China's anti-doping efforts, bringing about a clean Olympics. Gui Xiaozheng, CCTV.
Well, as we said earlier, there's only a little over a week ahead of the opening of the Beijing Olympics. 9 days, if you're counting and want to be exact. Everything, as we see in this next story, is finally in place.
This is the Olympic Flower Distribution Center. Workers here are trained to make bouquets for the medal presentation ceremonies. The flowers have to be as identical to each other and fresh as possible.
If there's not too many needed, we will make bouquets 7 to 8 hours in advance. If a large quantity is needed, we will make sure that the flowers are ready 24 hours ahead of the ceremonies.
Preparations are also ready for a fireworks display at the opening ceremony on the night of August the 8th. Soldiers are repeating every step of the display, which will light up the night sky with images of giant dragons, the 5 Olympic rings, and smiling faces. Press and volunteer services are also improving in Shanghai and Qingdao, 2 of the co-host cities. The Olympic Press Center in Shanghai has made dozens of emergency plans in case of accidents. And volunteers in Qingdao have made their official debut after months of training. Nearly 14,000 volunteers will help out at sailing events in the city. Meanwhile, the co-host cities of Shenyang and Qinhuangdao are about to open new traffic routes for the convenience of Olympic athletes and spectators. In Hong Kong, where equestrian events will be held, an extra 14,000 tickets went on sale Tuesday. It seems some 200,000 tickets are not enough to satisfy fans from around the world. Renting, CCTV.